What's good? So Chef Balo back with another video, and today we're making curry goat, one of my favorites and one of the most popular dishes in Jamaica. All right, and we're gonna be doing this outside because we have a lot of stuff going on and it's really cool out there, so I want to be outside rather than inside. And you can also get this recipe in the black book so you can cook along with me. All right, so give me 5 minutes and I'll be right back. Boom, bang, bing, bang, bang. Okay, so this is the black book where we're gonna make the curry goat. So let's just go and see the recipe. Where do we see curry goat here, guys? All right, curry goat, let's go. All right, so this is the curry goat. We're gonna be making white rice and also coleslaw. So everything in the book. Here goes the ingredients. We need goat, onion, garlic, ginger. We don't have ginger, so we're gonna use ginger powder. I'll show you how you can change things around. Turmeric, cumin, all-purpose, complete seasoning, ram it up. We might have it, I don't know, I gotta check. Allspice, all right. And we don't have any white rum, but it doesn't matter. We make it all work. Let's go outside first before we do any of this stuff and get the fire lit. Then we can come back in and season the meat and take a little break. This is a fire log, and all this does is just help keep the coals lit. And then we have fire sticks. I do a lot of grilling, so I have a lot of stuff that maybe most people won't have or don't need. And put some more fire stick. And then we have these also. You know what? I'm going to cut these in half. And while we're on that, we'll get some charcoal in there. Once we light this fire, we let it go ahead and burn down a little bit. And then we'll get the pot on here and start the curry. Cause this is gonna take a minute. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Let's get these. So once they cut now, I'll put them in there and let's get this lit. Normally they light much faster than this. There we go. So these are gonna be lit. And then what we'll do after this is go ahead and get the goat seasoned up, because this is gonna take a while. It's gonna take about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So we want to get the goat seasoned up in the meantime. So now we're just going to season the goat. This goat has already been cleaned in lime and dried off, right? So you have to wash it in lime, look of vinegar, and then rinse it in water and be done, right? So we're going to take our curry seasoning and I'm going to toast this in the pot outside. We get some curry seasoning on there. We have the all-purpose. All these ingredients and stuff is in the recipe that we use. It's just garlic, ginger powder. Normally I would use fresh ginger, but we don't have any, so this is what we got to do. Okay, and we have all-purpose, a complete seasoning in there. You know, just your basic all-purpose seasoning. So let's season it well. Okay, we can always add later on, so you don't want to over-season it too much now. And here we have the turmeric, cumin, and ginger powder. So let's mix that up. And I'm just gonna get all of that in there, all right? Again, normally you can season this now with your onions, your fresh garlic, thyme, pimento, all of that stuff. It's just not how we're gonna do it. If I was gonna let this sit for like 24 hours, like how we normally like to do our goat, that's how I would have done it. But we're hungry now. It's getting late and we gotta get this going. So we're just gonna cover this and put this in the fridge. All right, guys, so we're just gonna take some garlic. It's just regular, fresh garlic. I just want to not have big chunks, so we don't need to worry about how that's cut up too much. Okay, let's get that into our thing. Then we have allspice leaves here, okay? So these come right off the allspice tree, pimento tree. This is like bay leaves. So if you use bay leaves, it's the same thing. I use allspice leaves instead of bay leaf. All right, now we have some pimento seed, regular pimento seed from the same exact tree. And then I also have, let me show you guys, a bunch of thyme here, right? So get the thyme in there. And then we're just gonna cut up the onion. Again, this doesn't really matter how we cut this up, because it's gonna cook out in there. So let's get that peel real quick and then just cubes. This onion skin, you know what I like to do with that? Is put it on the grill, on the coals, the hot coals, just to let it smell up the neighborhood. So everybody gonna be like, what the hell's going on over there, right? And then just a basic cut, doesn't matter. All of this is gonna cook down in there, so, right? And then we put it in our little bowl here. Now we don't have that much goat, so I think half an onion works well, right? Personally. So we don't need to worry about too much. Okay. All right. So now we got that out the way. Let me get this. Clean our board off a little. Next thing we're gonna do, guys, is go ahead and get the potatoes and the yam. So this particular one, we're gonna be using yam. So we get our potatoes cut. And then peel. Just peel them. Now, if you was with me the other day when we made the the country curry chicken, you guys, I put pumpkin, yam, corn, all kind of goodies in there. So depends how you want to make your curry chicken, but personally, today, we're making it a little bit more traditional. So anytime I cut up any kind of veggies like this, I make sure I have water available so that the starch goes in there and it doesn't turn black. Okay? And then I know I had a piece of yam left over. We made soup earlier today, so here we go. So let me just get these pieces off here. And then look that there, and then put this in there. Now, I like to add yam and extra stuff into my curry chicken because it just fill it up more food, the better for everybody. You understand? 1 second. All right. So the same thing like what we do with the potatoes. You just cut them up anyhow you want, and then get our water and get them into the water. This way they don't turn black on you guys. All right, let's go ahead and make these neighbors upset. Like, what's going on over there? Onion on top of hot coals is the best smell in the world. Let me just tell you that right now. Let me go ahead and get the pot. This is coming along just fine. I'm gonna move these coals around and then get cooking because I'm hungry. I just want to make like a little space for the pot to go. All right, so you see, let me get a pot holder. It's leaning, so that's a problem. Take that off for a minute and see what we can do to fix this. I think I set this thing wrong to begin with. All right, that should help, guys. Let's try this again. All right, let's try and get some of these coals on this side. That should work. There we go. So now we're gonna get some beef tallow in there. Normally I would use vegetable oil, but we have beef tallow. You know what would be good in this too? Some ghee. All right, so it's going on that side a little too much. Let me move it. The key is trying to level this pot out, but I don't. There we go. So we got the beef tallow in there. Let's get the curry powder. Curry powder in there. That burn out a little bit. All right, see how that got dark? So this pot is hot. So now we want to just get the curry in there. Make it brown up. I'll get on there. The way I would have done this is in batches. Brown them, take them out, brown them, take them out. Man, you should smell it, so fragrant. And everybody gonna be like, wait there, who's cooking curry? What I smell there? So funny, I have some Asian neighbors and they're always cooking curry and their good stuff. Smell it all the time, smells so good every single time. And now I can do it too. It's be both of us. Yep. So this pot is hot. So we're gonna have to add more liquid than I normally want to. First, before I add anything, I have some veggie broth here that we made the other day. So I'm gonna use this first. And then after that, I'll use regular water. We're gonna let that go for at least 40-45 minutes, man. And then we'll add the onions and everything else after. So that's bubbling up. Let's go ahead and put this cover on it. Now we have to keep watching it because the fire hasn't quite got to the low heat that I want it at this time. So we'll keep watching it, make sure we have to add a little water if it dries out. All right, let's check it out, see what's going on here, guys. Oh. It's cooking down nice. See? Sorry, it's catching. It don't look like it's catching, but watch there. Fire hot. So we need to add a little bit more water to this, see? So it's halfway cooked, so we can add in the onion and stuff like that. And then after that goes for another 20-30 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and add the yam and potato for thickening up gravy. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna add some Scotch bonnet in there too, cause we need to make sure so this thing's spicy. Put in the water. A little at a time. Smelling good right now. I'm just getting everything, garlic, pimento. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut up some Scotch bonnet and throw that in there too. And because I need this to be spicy. And I see it's leaning more to this side over here, but I can't do nothing about it right now. I just gotta be aware of that. Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna get some Scotchy and throw it in there. All right, so you see, this is the chocolate purple. We're just throwing it in there. I'm not even gonna cut it up. Nice big chunks. Purple Scotchy, guys. All right, I'll let this go some more. Probably need another 40 minutes. So like I said, we'll let this run for about 20 minutes, and then with the last 20 minutes we'll add in the yam and potato and everything like that to get the gravy nice. We gotta finish this up. I'm gonna get the rice on same time while I'm doing this. So you guys know how to cook rice. It's just white rice. So this fire is pretty hot, so what I'm gonna have to do is make sure I add enough water to this, because if I don't, this yam and the potatoes, they're gonna stick. You understand? And we don't want that. Let me just give it a little tiny hint of seasoning. Make sure that it's right. Our all-purpose seasoning that we have. Don't need much more, but because we keep adding water, we'll add a little bit more, right? You want to make sure that you don't lose the flavor, because right now we have to add a little bit more. And this is only because we're at the end stage, right? So now we want gravy and we want that to cook out. So I add more water than I did before. And then our final touches, our ram it up goat seasoning. Let's add that in there. Just like 2 little teaspoons, about a tablespoon. All right, and you're done. Just cover that back up, and by then the rice is supposed to go on, and we'll be eating. The next time you see me have food in my mouth, man. All right, let's check up on this thing. Should be pretty much Done. It looks pretty good. Let's go get a spoon. Alright. Well, the potato and the yam, them cook. We have a nice gravy. See, gravy will come along good, yeah? Look now. Soon ready. Soon ready, guys. Alright. Alright, the last little check. Let's just make sure. So, see it there? Done. There we go, look. Gravy look good. Come on. And more importantly, let's do a taste. Yum, 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 yum. All right, guys. Chef Balo, thank you for joining me while we made that delicious curry goat. And if you want to make a great curry goat the way I do, just go ahead and grab the book, okay? It has all of the recipes you're going to need to make the best Jamaican food possible. My grandmother's special recipes plus my touch, all right? So see you on the next video. Boom, bam, bing, bang.
This is Cuisine Flindo. Maximum respect every time to Chef Balo, the greatest chef worldwide. For real. Listen. Chef Balo is the champion cook in your town. Outside of skills, he's just fun to be around. Dependable and mobile, quick to reach your door. You lick your fingers and ask for more. Oh, yeah,
This might be the best curry goat I've ever made. It's so flavorful. I wonder if the white rum would make that much of a difference, guys. The pepper, the spice, everything. Wow.